Hope you like that heat, because it's not going anywhere. After flirting with near records today, it'll be nice and toasty again tomorrow. Maybe not nice, maybe just toasty. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kyle Clark.
I'm Alexandra Lewis. We have had a few storms pop up tonight. We could get some more as we head into the weekend. So let's check in with 9 News Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin. The rain feels pretty good right about now.
Yes, some areas, Alex, saw rain tonight, but we have a better shot at seeing some rain over a larger area late tomorrow into Saturday. The winds have finally calmed in the city after a day with hail and damaging wind and a lot of thunder and lightning. We're still tracking those storms on the radar tonight. A cooler air mass. We're in the mid-70s after topping out at 96 today, missing that record of 100. Winds are still very gusty on the I-76 corridor, Fort Morgan up to Sterling and Akron, where we're tracking some powerful thunderstorms yet tonight. Air quality still a prime concern out across the western slope due to the wildfire smoke. We have air quality and health advisories out for that area. A fair amount of moisture coming across northeastern Colorado tonight. This line of storms was severe last hour, producing winds over 50 miles per hour, some beneficial rain finally, but also a lot of lightning. So we're kind of watching the wind reports come in as this line of storms tracks from the southwest toward the north and really turning severe because of that damaging thunderstorm wind gust potential. We'll do this all over again tomorrow, but it's possible the western slope will have another push of moisture that may actually make a difference in some areas for firefighters battling at least 10 blazes across western Colorado. Temperatures in the 70s until the wee hours of the morning, are low in the mid-60s where we start. We are warming up again tomorrow, but I have big changes coming in for the weekend. Details on this Saturday forecast and chance for rain coming up.
Firefighters are getting a better handle on the largest fire burning in Colorado right now. As of a couple of hours ago, the Lee fire near Meeker is now 10% contained. That's up from about 3% last night. The Lee fire has burned more than 133,000 acres or 207 square miles. Despite another day of hot and dry weather, firefighters were able to stop the flames from spreading south into Garfield County. The Croshow fire, north of Croshow Lake, is still believed to be 1,700 acres. Firefighters have still not been able to get any containment on it. New evacuations were they were ordered for that fire today en route in Rio Blanco counties. The governor declared a statewide disaster to free up funding and resources to fight all the fires.
Western Colorado sky is unusually crowded this week with firefighting aircraft crisscrossing the region. Check out that shot. That's a wildly cool shot. Flight path data from Tuesday show more than 40 airplanes and helicopters working fires like the Lee fire, the Turner Gulch fire. We talked to a pilot named Don Jorgensen who says he has never seen that kind of air traffic over fires in Colorado. He says the coordination is constant with air attack crews in the sky, guiding drops, staying in touch with firefighters on the ground.
Usually there's an air attack in the sky that's telling us where they want us to drop. They're in communication with the guys on the ground. Typically, you wouldn't see this many airplanes or helicopters in the region.
Firefighting fleet includes aircraft from the federal government, state, National Guard, counties, and some locals.
Search crews found a body in Rocky Mountain National Park they believe is a man reported missing earlier this week. The Park Service had been looking for 23-year-old Blake Keycafer since Monday when his family reported him missing. They say a rideshare service dropped him off in the park about a week ago. Search crews found a body yesterday above Emerald Lake. The coroner's office will confirm if it's him and determine how he died. The man who used to be in charge of the La Plata County Jail is now charged with more than 100 counts of invasion of privacy. He's accused of watching strip search videos of female inmates.
9 News reporter Ria Jaws along now on this. And Ria, this former jail commander is facing both charges and a lawsuit.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that lawsuit was pretty hard to read because a strip search is a very invasive process. The purpose of it is to make sure contraband or drugs aren't coming into the jail, so inmates are required to do it. And this jail commander is accused of taking advantage of that.
It's difficult to say one part that's makes your stomach churn because it's
Looking through a class action lawsuit he filed this week, Jason Koslowski says every detail of it is disturbing.
It's just difficult to even fathom.
The main defendant in this case is a man named Edward Aber. Until July 2024, he was the La Plata County Jail Commander.
He was the top official in that jail.
Aber had access to all evidence files, including security footage of every inmate strip search.
And he starts to watch repeatedly the strip search videos for over 100 women who were incarcerated in the La Plata County Jail.
Is there any reason at all for a jail commander to be watching the video?
Without it being a very specific situation, there is no reason for somebody to be going back and watching those videos.
Over the course of 5 years, investigators say Aber logged into the strip search video system more than 3,000 times.
Mr. Aber was watching these videos at his house, at hotels.
Last month, CBI charged Aber with invasion of privacy for sexual gratification on 117 counts, one for each of the 117 female inmates he's accused of watching in strip search videos.
Seeing somebody be able to, for 5 years, systematically use their power to victimize the people that they have control over, it's nothing I've ever seen before.
So the lawsuit is also naming La Plata County, their Board of County Commissioners, their Sheriff's Office, and even a few specific deputies, alleging that they are also responsible for failing to adequately oversee this system of strip search videos. I reached out to the county and they did not comment. Ria Jha, 9 News.
Northbound Dahlia Street is back open tonight after a deadly crash this afternoon. Colorado State Patrol says a motorcyclist was killed in the crash just outside Commerce City. State troopers say it happened near Dahlia Street and East 78th Avenue about 3:45 this afternoon. A motorcycle and 3 other cars were involved. CSP says the rider died at the scene. It's not yet clear if any of the other drivers are going to face any charges from this. The name of the person who died will be released when family is notified.
After months of controversies, the Salvation Army announced today it has decided that it will no longer manage 3 city shelters next year. Except the city says the Salvation Army didn't decide it. They had the decision made for them when the city chose not to go with the Salvation Army as a provider.
There are 3 shelters that are currently running that were in the RFP process, which is a fancy way of saying you're applying for the job of running the shelters. They bid on 2 of the 3. Ultimately, they were not selected to move forward.
For me, it's actually not a surprise that the Salvation Army is maybe not moving forward because we now have metrics in place to hold you accountable to the outcomes versus just being able to collect money and have bad outcomes in poor environments.
Councilwoman Chantel Lewis, there's been a vocal critic of the Salvation Army following shootings at the former Doubletree location and after an employee at the shelter was accused of sexual assault. The mayor's office is not yet saying which operator is going to run the shelters next year. So we are 1 year into the 3-year-long construction project on East Colfax for the Bus Rapid Transit Project. And all the city has to show for it right now is 4 miles of construction, dust, and angry businesses.
9 News reporter Spencer Soysher thought there's got to be a better way.
People are trying to come down here to Colfax because they feel bad for the businesses that are struggling with the effects from the construction of the BRT project. I was driving down here myself the other day. That's sort of a silly question, but I figured I'd ask it since I haven't heard it anywhere else. Why is the city shutting down such large stretches of road at a time? Take a look. They're clearly not doing any work here at this corner. And they're clearly doing work here. Clearly not a lot of work happening right here, or here, here. It does look like they're doing some work over here.
Why can't we build the project 1 block at a time? I think that's a really great question.
Jonathan Stewart is in charge of the Colfax BRT project and answering our silly questions. He says it's not that silly, it's actually something they considered.
I just think that it would take longer and it would be more expensive to do it that way.
Doing it Denver's way, the nearly 10-mile bus project is supposed to take 3 years to finish. Businesses like Alex Barakos' Pete's Kitchen don't love that.
And I'm trying to stay optimistic, but right now we're in the thick of it. It's been pretty rough the last few weeks.
The project is broken up into 3 phases, stretching from the state capital area all the way to Aurora.
Is we have to keep the businesses open and we have to keep the roadway open to commuters as well.
But what if they shut things down just 1 block at a time?
I think it would be easier than dealing with what we're dealing with right now.
We could do that in 1 block. We would have to close that business for 8 months. That would put them out of business.
8 months?
We have over 650 workers touching this project and really 100 working on it on any given day.
Stewart says the workers would be on top of each other, trying to do different aspects of the job. So he says they've got to spread their work out, doing different projects at different spots along the route.
I understand that it feels like a lot, but it's moving. We're going to be able to pull up these barrels and fences quicker than people think.
Stewart estimates the portion between Broadway and Colorado Boulevard is about 40% finished, but the project as a whole is just about 20% finished. He says they're still on schedule. They also set a schedule that goes for 3 years, so this doesn't wrap up until 2027. Spencer Soischer, 9 News.